Hey, how's it going? This is your daily sweet talk for May 17th, 2024. How does the banker start every bedtime story? Once upon a dime. Just word replacement. Yeah, I don't know. Calendars. That's a topic. I got a calendar recently for the first time in years. I haven't had a physical calendar in years. I didn't, digital calendars, I don't really use that either. Sometimes apps will just like automatically add an event if I've signed up for one. And then it's like, do you want to add it to the calendar? And I'll say yes, and it adds it again. Um, but because of stuff like that, I mean, even if it didn't add it again, I don't know. It just feels like clutter when I add it to a digital calendar. Um, which is weird. I don't know why I think that, because with a physical calendar, if you mark something on it, then it's actually like defacing the calendar. I never used to do that when I had a phase for a few years where I was buying themed calendars. I think it started with the Homestar Runner calendars. They released the Homestar Runner calendar, and then they released like a Strong Bad Email calendar, which were amazing. The first Homestar Runner calendar in particular, was probably the best calendar I've ever had. It's calendars, so whatever, but it was great. And I wish I kept it in better shape, but I was a stupid kid and I took it around in my backpack because I really needed a calendar at school. But I really liked that calendar, so I took it around in my backpack. But then after it got so beat up, the next calendars I would get, I think the Strong Bad Email calendar I didn't take around. And then, I don't know, there was a Game Grumps calendar, a Minecraft calendar, a Homestuck calendar, a Flula calendar. Because at that point, there wasn't really anything I was actively following that was releasing calendars. I feel like maybe that was a phase of pop culture as well. Maybe I'm wrong. For like internet, that you know how YouTubers had a phase where they would like, I released a book. I feel like there was sort of like a mini phase where they were things in that sort of cultural area were releasing calendars as well. And maybe Flula was a little late to the party. I don't know. Because I mean, at that point, oh no, I remember I had a fail blog calendar as well. So that's what I mean, and you would never find that now. Um, but that might just be because physical calendars like phased out almost entirely. The only calendars you see now are just like really generic. I don't want to take my calendar off the wall, but I got a Funny Dogs calendar, like the most generic stock image thing possible. And even when it's official brands, it's like screenshots from the show or whatever, or stock poses for Garfield. I would look to see if I could get a Garfield calendar, but those are also very generic. I saw a Garfield like meme calendar a few years ago. That seems like it's probably a train wreck, but it would be out of date now. If it wasn't, I would use it, but they didn't. They only did, excuse me, like 1 year. I also had day calendars are an interesting concept to me. They wouldn't be useful for me right now. I have found a physical calendar to be useful to like visualize upcoming events. I think what really was the nail in the coffin for me getting a physical calendar like this to see on my wall was when I missed a concert like 1 or 2 months ago, and that was the second time I've missed a concert because I was like, "Oh, that was today." Now I could just use my phone for that, but it doesn't really help me for my phone to be like, "Oh, by the way, you have a concert in 30 minutes. That's 2 hours away." So that doesn't really help me. But if I see, oh, thing tomorrow, that does help me. So that's good. uh, but yeah, they don't really do calendars anymore, which is a shame. I would buy a. Do I follow anything anymore? I would buy some sort of themed calendar. Garfield, I don't know. I mean, that probably exists.